UConn gutted out a road victory at Seton Hall last night. A game they led by a ton and then ended up needing to close out, and they were up one with less than a minute left. Anyways, championship stuff from UConn, as Dan Hurley put it in the post game. We're UConn. That's what UConn does. You find ways to win. Well, immediately after this win, he was greeted with the one, the only Andy Katz, your favorite, our legend, our hero. And Andy Katz had a question for Dan Hurley about how's it feel to get one in a place you haven't won before. I'm just going to play this clip in its entirety. And there's a lot of background noise here. I hope you can hear this from my phone. This comes from TNT Sports. This was broadcast on True TV last night. Here is Katz posing a simple question to Dan Hurley.
You've won everything. You've won 2 national championships in the last 4 years. But for whatever reason, you have not been able to win here until tonight to snap a 4-game losing streak. What is it about when your team has played here? Not true. I actually won here in that COVID season. One of our biggest wins of my early time at UConn. We beat a really good Seton Hall team on the road on senior night in front of about 1,000 people with masks on. So, yeah, we have won in this building before. I just meant you've lost 4 in a row here. That's what I meant. Okay, well, I'll say this. My legacy is not defined by how I do at Seton Hall. You know, I think we've been able to accomplish a lot of things at UConn. I define my legacy as my relationship with God, my family, and what we've accomplished in terms of championships. No, you're a champion.
We're going to stop that there. If you like watching Andy Katz squirm, go find the video. There's about a minute and a half left of that. Dan Hurley, we do not define my legacy by how I do at Seton Hall. But we did win here back in COVID in front of people with masks on. Do you like this from Dan Hurley post-win?
I do because I like Spicy Hurley. This is also truly hilarious. He's like, because basically what he's saying here is, yeah, I'm not the best coach in the sport because I win at the goddamn Prudential Center. All right, I'm nasty because I win in March and I get Big East titles and I win national titles. By the way, but like God forbid I don't win at the Prudential Center. Like that is kind of a crazy thing to say.
Well, I think he was genuinely offended that
Yeah,
Katz is
no,
basically
no,
like,
oh no, this is real. He's pissed.
Katz goes, "You've lost 4 straight here." And Hurley said, "Yeah, I've won 2 national titles. Shut the fuck up." Like,
Like, all right, sick.
it's crazy. But I'm with you. I love Spicy Hurley. He's going after your goat, though.
Yeah, I don't like that. But my goat maintained his composure. I know you said want to see him squirm. My goat didn't budge.
I mean, he kind of like jumped in to be like, I just admit you lost 4 straight. He got rattled.
Listen, even the goats have off nights, and I think Dan Hurley's the one that can get to him.
Dan Hurley is just great
I'm,
sometimes.
I'm really just crying at the fact that yeah, like I'm the back. I won 2 national championships back to back, and you're over here giving me shit about winning at Seton Hall.
Losing to Seton Hall, who, oh, by the way, I beat tonight.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
come on. Where are you at with UConn in general? Because we weren't on the recap. There is a recap from our team up on the channel now. Go check it out. I got to listen to that later this afternoon. But it's a 5-point win for UConn over Seton Hall. I think that's a good result. Seton Hall is pretty good. Although I will say the analytics do not like Seton Hall.
mhm.
I know they're ranked in the poll right now. The analytics say Seton Hall is the 43rd best team in the country. As we sit here, UConn's 7-0 in Big East play. The problem is the Big East is terrible. This is the worst version of the Big East we've ever seen, and I think Dan Hurley knows that. I think UConn fans know that. So, respectfully, a 23-point win over Xavier's not getting anybody up. 16-point win over Marquette's fine. Overtime against the 67th best team in the country, Providence, was probably not the best result, and kind of a sleepy 12-point win over DePaul. Now this game against Seton Hall. They're undefeated. They're winning these games. They probably will run the table at this point, to be honest with you. But where are you at on UConn right now? We know how Dan Hurley defines his legacy. How do you define this UConn team?
I just think they're going to be pretty bored in the Big East, to be honest with you. It's going to be really hard for us to come away kind of impressed with UConn, given what the Big East is. And it's a little bit unfair to them because they're winning, but maybe they're not winning by as much as we think they should beat a team by. But I do think there's a little bit of boredom involved with UConn, with the Big East play.
Yeah, I think it's hard not to be bored if you think about it. And Terrace had a great game last night, 21 and 9, 3 blocks and a steal. He was stellar. You know what Caravan is. I do gotta say, I feel like Solo Ball is struggling right now.
Mm,
Back-to-back games where he's been in single digit scoring and he's only shooting 28% from the three. Like it just feels like he's flatly regressed this year rather than just like going through it right now. I think he's regressed. So I don't know. I think they're good. I think they're going to run through the Big East and go undefeated. I just like isn't it a little wild card? They were sixth on Ken Palm at the beginning of December, and they've won 12 straight games, and they've fallen to 10th.
hmm
Does that make sense to you, or do you disagree with the analytics here?
No, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. I agree with the analytics.
You think this is the 10th best team in the country?
No, but I agree where
So
analytics.
then you don't agree with the analytics.
No, I agree with the analytics.
So you think they're the 10th best team in the country?
I don't want to be on record calling them the 10th best team in the country. If you want to end up in UConn's little video they put out before March, that's on you. I'd rather not be there.
It's a fair point. Because Dan Hurley's legacy is defined by proving people wrong analytically.
I don't want Dan Hurley at my front door spitting in my face in front of my son.